Let's wait for that to start kicking in. Alrighty. Okay. Well. Okay. And then there. And then where is it? Where's the last one? Here. And then finally go here. Okay, I'll give it another fewish minutes. Typically, once I get it done, I'm hoping to get it done soon, this will be where I put a starting soon screen. But we don't have that right now, so yeah. I'll just put it here. Stream manager, viewer. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't turn into an accidental feedback loop. Hopefully I'm a bit louder. I noticed my streams were a little bit quiet. So I fixed that, managed to do a bunch of cool little things. If I'm too loud, please let me know. I'm not good at this, but, yeah. We doing things. It's great. Start here in about 30-ish seconds. I'm gonna get my timers all set up. I think I can handle a 2-hour stream today. Yeah, let's do this. And we're gonna start here pretty shortly. Yeah, let's go ahead and start the timer. For context, today I am working on a new exterior map. Hoping to do this for the week. I'm still working on other mapping things separately, but we do this. Alrighty, let's get started. First things first, I already had this planned out, so let me rename this as planning. That's not how you spell planning, is it? Nope. Let's first figure out my water. I'm gonna figure out my color palette first. As this is pixel art, so we do kind of sort of need to do that. And let's do this, that. Let's get you. I tend to do my little color palette guy. Probably do it up here since I know what color this area is going to be. So let's have that be our base for water for this map. And then let's go to a green. Add a variety of contrast. I kind of want to do more like an evergreeny vibe. So I like how those two mix. And then we need to pick out a nice gray. This is going to be a pretty cool toned map. So I'll probably do like red flowers in the grass, I think, is how I'm going to do that. Like, so there's a bit of contrast. I think this works for yeah, that's a bit too blue. I think this will be nice for like a good gray color for the cliffs I'm going to do. Along here is a good base. And for context, these are my brightest colors that I'm going to have. It's going to get only darker from here. I always pick my lightest shades first. And then for like tree color, we'll go back to green. It'll actually probably be somewhere in this range. A little bit more towards green. Probably like here and like here for like trees for over here. And I think I'm going to start with that because everything else is going to go on top of this. So let's get started. I'm going to take this guy, just my small pixel brush. And we're gonna, is this my curve tool? It is. We're going to go ahead just with this guy and do a bit of curvy stuff going on. As always, right now the stream is just going to have sound effects going on. Later in a little bit, what I'm going to do is put on some music. And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be nice. And to be honest, this map is going to actually end up being pretty small. It's not going to be huge. So yeah. Let's dump. And then let's make sure you're up top here. Oh, I need to just take it from this layer. Hold on. Okay. And then we move you up. But I'm still working on you. Okay. And then... oh, I need to pick out a nice sand color. Right, great, lovely. How does this look? Next to all, and that's the wrong one. Next to that, no, let's do green. I want it to be pretty light. Yeah, I like how that looks. That looks nice. Yeah, alright. Let's put that in here. Kind of following these lines, but also not, I'm not really worried. About, like, fully following the lines. Like, it's not too important for this. Oh. I was on the wrong... Let's retry that. Yeah. Hold on. I just realized I'm not on the right layer, so you can't see what I'm doing. Great. I'm so incredibly good at this. It's so amazing. Apologies, y'all. I really need to make it just an automatic keybind thing. Something I can do in a click. Just on my keyboard. And then we drop. Okay, this is looking alright. I am also, like, kind of keeping an eye on it for any artifacting. I did drop the resolution down by a decent chunk. And that seems to have solved the majority of my issues, which is lovely and great. Sort of fixed my problems. Oh, that... You know what? That's the lightest part. That'll just be this top portion. I think that'll be alright. By the time it gets down to the sand, it'll be a bit less. Turn this grid off. Come on, turn off. Go away. Thank you. And I think the rest of this is just the green. Okay. Yeah. Turn the planning off. Let me keep the color palette up. Yeah, so these will be my two shades of trees when I do them, like the lightest part of the trees. So let's start making this interesting. Let's start doing some stuff. I kind of want to focus on probably like the borders between all these things. Because I know I want to do a bit of a gradient into the sand with the water, so I think I'm going to start with some gradiental, is that a word? Is gradiental a word? I don't think it is. I'm gonna be real. And so yeah, but let's start with getting a bit of a gradient on the water going. We take this. We take you. And how I do my gradients is I actually do use an external tool for them. Let's say I want it to drop by 50% in saturation. Well, let's do... Hold on, let's do this properly. That's where... That'll be... Hold on. Light... Well, this is gonna be lighting stuff later on. And then... Hold on. Lighting... And then this will be our dark. So, yeah. Let's just erase this. Take this. Redraw this. And we take this. Drop it, let's say to about 75. And let's see where that gets us. That looks about right. Let's see how it looks next to our water proper. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So now I go to an external tool. And we're going to go ahead. I think it works better with this. And then I'm going to type in my hex codes that I'm using for this. One day I'll do these manually, but today is not that day. Two... 014077. Enter. So I have my water gradient. Let's do a few of them. And then I'm gonna sit and plan these out beforehand. Planning. It'll be a bit irregular, but like for the most part, I'm gonna keep it pretty steady with the kind of pattern of the waves coming in. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do a little tiny corner of 6. So let's start plotting out some of this color. Grabbing hex codes really quickly. 369, huh? Sorry. Oh god. Nope. And then I'll just fill in the lines for where the boundaries are going to go for all of these first. I thought I could be sneaky and do some fun nonsense stuff, but I cannot. So we will charge on. It'll be mildly irregular. But that is the goal. Hold on, let me redo that a bit lower. There we go. I like that a bit better. And then we do O24, A88. And then the final one, which is our darkest color, is 014077. Okay. Okay. So you guys can kind of see it getting a bit darker as we go. Let's start working on... I can fill most of this, but I may have to go... Well, let's see. Hold on. How long was I at 0? Oh, no. Okay. So we can turn... What just happened? What? Okay, that was weird. But I'll go ahead and redo that really quickly. And I'll do it better so it goes by a bit faster. Where is it filtering? I don't understand. Why is it filling the entire thing? I don't know. Whatever at this point. 35 FA 9. You know what? Sometimes you have to redo your art, and that's okay. And it'll all be okay, and we're gonna do great, and it's gonna be fine. And then the final one is 014077. Okay. Will you let me fill it now? Okay. Okay, that's weird. Alright. What is happening? I don't understand it. Oh, whatever. Okay. Sorry. Oh, that's weird. That button is not lighting up. Hold on. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, that is strange. Okay. My, mute button isn't working. Weird. Didn't think we'd have to get this zoomed in at this point, but it's fine. It's great. I still have no clue what's... I can... Hold on. Okay. Let's swap to our break. And we're going to go on a quick break. I'm going to mute up. And be great. Okay, let's continue. Manager. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna continue filling this in. Pray. Yay! It finally works. It does not work. Why does it hate me so much? That's annoying. Well, I guess it is brush time then. That's weird. I feel like it's really weird because I don't I don't typically listen to like these type of noises when I am doing this stuff on my own time. I typically listen to like podcasts and please work. No, what is wrong with it? Hold on. Not that big. About this big. Let's drop you down to like 6. And let's just follow this, and then we get out brush again at various sizes. That is really annoying. I don't actually know why that's happening either, which is the more annoying part about it. Whoa. It is so strange that those are the same color. Color theory strikes again. I'll have to be a bit more careful towards that bottom edge, but like, it's fine. And there's a small chance I'll add like some greenery to this like later on, but that's detail work. It's when we do plants, and plants come later. First we do terrain. Oh my goodness, there's. I don't think Krita likes me anymore, guys. This is becoming. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I'm really enjoying this. And then I'll do some like let's actually do that now. We're gonna just go in this way when it comes to gradienting. It's gonna be wonderful. Uh we're gonna grab you. Well, hold on. We're gonna grab you. Color palette. You can go here. This, let's drop it down to like 15-ish. Let's drop it down to like 15-ish. Nah, up to 20. So this will be our like wet sand, which is darker. And then small guy, small brush. We go here. And then I'll do like a little shadowy edge on the water itself to show that it's there's some stuff there and it's gonna be great. And then I need to go back to my lovely little gradient tool guy. Gradients. We have this, which is E1 D8 B7. And for this guy, we have CB C4 A8. I just want to find the in-between, which is D6CEBO B0. Okay. So let's take you, and we're going to do the same thing we did for down there. Unless you're going to cooperate for me. Can you do that? No, you're not going to do that. Because of course it isn't. It's gonna, you know, that's how things work around here. Things don't cooperate with me. And we'll fill in, go up a few. Let's actually trace over this as well. With a slightly larger brush. go for about 10-ish. Yeah, that's probably good. What I will probably do, and I'll do this here shortly, is I'm probably going to duplicate my water. Actually, let's do that now. Yeah, let's copy to a new layer. Yep. And we're gonna go into here. We're gonna do this. And we're... No, we're gonna go here. You drop down, and you get painted over. Now, it looks really bad, but I know how to fix. We trust. You need to put trust in me that I'm able to fix this. Nope. You know what? This should be an overlay. I'll do this later then when I do the details. I'll keep you there. No, you can stay. You can stay. It's fine. Actually, let's just cut that layer and then bop. 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 Okay. And we shall continue our escapade from here. I tried a thing, didn't work, and that's fine. Because in addition to getting darker, the goal is for... Yeah. In addition to getting it darker, the goal is to also have the sand go away gradually. Um, which you can do a few ways. But I think I'm going to do a sand texture overlay that follows the path of this. The sand color. That'll just fade really slowly until about here. Because this is, like, proper ocean, so I don't think there's, like, much of a... There's not that much of a sandbank here. Like, this is only according to the grid size of my stuff. This is only about 6 feet wide for sand, so it's not that sandy of a beach. Bop, 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 bop. Bop. And then take this color and let's do the same thing. Okay, yeah, we can do this. Okay. And then I'll trace along this as well for our bounds. Okay. I feel like I can. Oh, yeah, no, I can. This can be bigger. This can be like a 10. Okay. Nope. Let's do this. Alrighty, almost done. We're pausing. I'm finishing this little sliver of color, and then we're gonna go on our break. Because I want this done. Alright. Now break. Okay, we're back. We're doing stuff. We're doing great. We're doing cool things. Um, as is our tradition, we we're gonna put on the music. Let's do Chilling in the Unknown. Sounds fun. Yeah, that sounds nice. I'm gonna adjust one of my mic things really quickly. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, that's a bit better. Had to turn myself off a little bit. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead, turn that off, continue. Let's do that. And let's do that. Okay. Next up is the cliffs, which is gonna be a bit weird. For now, we're just gonna take this. We're gonna go into my color palette up here. Take this, we're gonna take this, we're gonna drop this down to about 10. Nope, we're gonna drop the, let's do like 15, actually. And those will be our 3 colors. So, I'm gonna go ahead, turn planning on, and plan out where I want these to go. Let's go down to my 2. We're gonna do some fun, interesting stuff later when we go into the detailing. We're gonna like draw out little rocks and stuff and do highlights and that sort of thing. But, yeah, we're just gonna do this for now. Yeah, so let's grab this color and let's do this. Start working on this stuff. Go back to drawing. That'll help a lot. Glad I caught that now. Oh god. Let's restart that. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a bottom boundary. Why is it doing it? I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh. Is it? Nope, it's not that. Never mind. It doesn't matter. You know what? That's fine. I don't think I'll ever understand what is happening with that. Yeah, but these cliffs will look quite a bit nicer when I'm done with them. I just need to get a placeholder down for leveling and terrain and all the things, so... Okay. I had to check a thing really quick. Hold on. I'll deal with that ban later. Okay. Stream might lag for a second, guys. Apologies. Okay. Goodness. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Okay. I mean, let's do that. Okay. Didn't even get on the gray. Screw me. Yeah. Okay, next. Oh boy, that music is a little bit loud for me. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna raise the volume of this a little bit. Yeah, little music a bit loud. But frankly, we like loud music, so it's great. This is also a test to see if I can have my mod view up on my computer while I do streams. And it is unstable. Okay. Well, you can turn that off. And I'll just return it on my computer. On my phone, I mean. And it'll be great. And swell and lovely. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get this in. Can put this up a few notches. For people like just now coming in, right now we're working on this that is going to be a TTRPG map for a system that I am making, but it's also like, in all reality, it's pretty system agnostic. Probably would work best for gridless systems, however. Like, akin to Daggerheart or more narrative-driven systems. So... yeah, it'll be swell, it'll be fun. Okay. And then we have our grassy grass. So the next thing I want to do is I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm actually gonna make 2 layers. Lighting 1 and lighting 2. And I'll just make it easier to do all of the things. So let's get this, let's do 20% and see how that works. Because I would like to draw in some like hills and valleys. Oh, we need to make this a lot lighter. Let's do 5. Let's do, well, this is our lightest color, so let's do darkening of stuff then. So I want to do, let's do it at 10. You know what? This may just be easier to do. Let's yoink, remove. Might just be easier to do this via a gradient. So I think that's what we're going to do after the break. So all this will be like gradiented out, and it'll be great. So I don't actually want there to be that much color difference in the grass itself. And we are back. Let's work on our final sprint. And I'll deal with that later. Oh? Oh, okay. I freaked out for a moment because my music stopped. Gradient. One of these days I should make a video about what I do for gradients. Because I do really enjoy the tool that I use. So let's do 25 for the darkest. Yeah. So we do this. And we'll do a decent amount of permutations. So this is 2B 754E. And just our standard one is 3, 4, 8, 5, 5, 4. 5, 5, 2. Okay. So let's start. So this is our like highest point, right? So this is not going to be most of what we're going to have. Let's turn you off. And we're gonna start drawing some shapes. In a smaller brush size, we can do 8. Let's assume this area back here is the highest part. Oh, did I not change it? No, I did not. I'm dumb. 318, 251. And then let's have that be, and then we'll have it, that'll be all the way down, but I do kind of want there to be like some small little high spots, you know, like here and there. Because, you know, the ground isn't always, the ground isn't always gonna be this, like, one flat, continuous area. Let's have one pretty good-sized chunk there. Okay. Will it fill? No, it won't. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Let's make it a little bit. Okay. This color's not going to be at all on the edge, so I'm not super worried about, like, making that look pretty. Let's work. Let's do the next layer of this. Okay. Let's do like one smaller guy here, and I think we're ready to do some filling in of things. Alrighty. I have a... Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, again, doesn't need to be perfect. Just trying to get the base colors down. Seven, B50. Okay. I've got myself pretty nicely set up. I think our session's over in like 5 seconds. So we're gonna call it quits here. Okay, and that is it for the stream. Let's find somebody to raid into. Let me go to Twitch on my PC. And then predictions, unban, suspicious, reward, whispers, activity feed. Okay. Let's go and raid in somebody. Let's do same category. We're gonna pause the music, we're gonna pause all this stuff while I see what the situation is. You know what? We're gonna go right into somebody. Their name is Octopi, or Octopi. Gotta support my fellow African American streamers. So we're gonna go ahead and raid in. And yeah, we're gonna raid into him. He's currently playing global. He's currently doing geography stuff, so who knows what's gonna happen. But let's raid.